When the right people come together at the right moment, when they care almost as much about winning as they do about each other, they can become the best of the best.
Welcome to the best soccer show, the best soccer show in the whole world.
Here we go. It's the best soccer show. Jason Davis, all Waldo'd out. Jared Dubois being cool in a band shirt.
Wait, all Waldo'd out. Is that a statement on your career?
Could be. It's not at the moment.
Oh,
I'm actually like my Waldo level is as low as it can possibly go, because I usually try to avoid it. Occasionally, I'll call you the wrong name. I wasn't planning on doing that tonight. I'm not going to call you the wrong name tonight.
It's gonna.
You brought it up.
WNBC.
You brought it up. So
Yes.
the summer schedule means I'm not really working my normal shift, and I'm not working with Waldo. I'm not working with Eric Winalda. Today I worked with Jack Collins. Jack Collins, English podcaster who's moving in.
Like, I know Tom Collins. I don't know Jack Collins.
You don't know Jack Collins. Very nice guy, Jack Collins. Fulham fan, very nice guy, London based, super chill. We have a good time. I work with Charlie Stilitano tomorrow. I'm not going to call you Charlie. That's not going to happen. I work with Charlie Stilitano tomorrow. So my Waldo level is very low. So I thought, hey, why not put on the Waldo?
Oh, bring it back.
Yeah, let's do. You know what underrated about this shirt? Sublimated sash on this shirt.
There's a sash on it?
There's a sublimated sash this direction.
I had no idea.
This direction. You could only see it in person.
I thought you were going to say the downside of it is that, like, the average soccer player is not fit enough to wear horizontal stripes.
Oh, soccer players.
Soccer fan, excuse me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to model for you, but I'm probably this close to pulling it all the way off. So I'm not. Just saying.
You can't self-proclaim you're pulling something off.
Your boy's in decent shape. Okay. I mean, the people that matter to me think I look good in this shirt. That's all I'm going to say.
So you're taking a poll. How vain.
Well, there's only one person that matters to me.
Okay.
Well, and the 4-year-old's going to say, yeah, you look great, Papa. Don't worry.
Oh, wait, listen. If the 4-year-old's saying it, that means you're actively asking. You're not getting what's the word?
You're saying that he wouldn't.
You're not getting unsolicited compliments. Yeah, you're not getting unsolicited compliments.
Here's what you need to know about Thiago.
Okay.
He hears everything. This is the way I swear to God, my life is like a sitcom. And if I had more time, I would probably try to write this sitcom and pitch this somewhere to people I don't know. But he will be in the car. My wife and I will be having a conversation in English, right? About something usually adult, I'm not talking about R-rated stuff. I just mean investing or politics or whatever. Like today, I was telling her about a TV show that I want to tell you about. I want to tell you about this show that I'm watching on Netflix. So I'm telling her about this show, and I'm doing it in English. And he's like in the back seat. He's like, ¿De qué están hablando? What are you talking about? In Spanish. And then we have to okay, are we going to try to explain this to him? Or what are we going to? So he'll respond to conversations that are happening in English in Spanish because he's understanding things. Anyway, he might look at me and go, "Papa, you look great."
Is he starting preschool in the month?
In September, yeah. And T-ball. And T-ball.
T-ball? How'd that happen?
So he
Puerto
really
Rico.
He's Puerto Rican. He can't get away from that. He's got eye-hand coordination. The kid can swing a bat. I'm telling you, he's got talent. So, what am I going to do? Say no T-ball? You got to play soccer? He's going to play soccer. That's going to happen. I think that's naturally going to happen. So I'm not getting too wrapped up in it right now.
You have to change his name to Theo instead of Tiago.
For what? For baseball?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
he's Puerto Rican. What are you saying? He's Puerto Rican. There's a whole lineage. Roberto Clemente, the Molina brothers. What are you talking about?
Say Tiago's more of a soccer name. You're gonna have to whiten it up a little for.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, the kid's name is going to be a thing he carries for the rest of his life. I'll just say it. He's got 4 names. It's a mixed bag for him, culturally speaking. All right, we're here. It's Thursday. We're back. We missed last week because I was picking the other one up from his summer camp at a college because he's getting ready for that.
I wasn't available either. My kid was in nationals tournament, so
Nationals.
Yeah,
That
AYSO
sounds
does
big.
a tournament called Nationals in the summer for like the select teams, and actually, I think there's open teams as well that come to it. But
All right,
you enter in a lottery to play and stuff like. There's
in
like
the Natties. That's incredible.
I think
That's
there's
great.
like 10,000 kids or something like that. No, it's a lot, dude. They filled up one half of the Galaxy Stadium with the
Oh,
kids.
sweet.
Well, probably like a quarter actually, because it's just a lower
Okay.
bowl.
So we weren't available last week, which means we missed a couple things, including the fallout of the MLS All-Star game, if such a thing matters. Don Garber talked about stuff. I want to get to that with the Rhodius because you've been a fan since day one. So if things are going to change in MLS, you are going to have opinions about
They
them.
better get my signage, my autograph on that.
If you haven't shown the plans yet, that is an oversight by Major League Soccer. And I demand that New York get their shit together and ship out. Like I've always heard that when people involved in movies get scripts, they're like hand delivered and you have to sign for them. And it's this whole like almost like that's what they should be doing. They should be sending out the whatever the stack of paper it is that this presentation is being being presented in.
You think it's still on paper?
Well, probably not, but I mean, I'm just saying in terms of security.
Yeah,
like
it's scanning your retina before you can open it.
Yeah, burn after reading situation is what I'm talking about here, right? Like you are being given the plans to the Death Star, basically, right? And you have to.
So tell me, what was Donnie G talking about? The
operational security. Well, do you want to do that now, or do you want to get to some national team news first? Because I'm kind of
you were teasing 3.0. I thought that's where you're going.
No, we're going to do that. I'm just letting people know. We're going to do that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about I have a drop situation. I have a very best soccer show. Should we be giving a player a drop? And I have a very specific reason for why this player might need a drop, but we'll get to that. And then I think you prepared some blind rankings, which we're having fun with on this show.
I got those. You got those. Ready to go.
So, and Leagues Cup is going on. I don't know if you have opinions. You got opinions? Leagues Cup.
What's that?
It's a tournament or something that kind of approximates a tournament. It's a thing that they're doing with Mexican teams. It's like that, only bigger and slightly more convoluted. Well, it's more teams. More teams. In some places it has more fans. In other places, not.
Wait, you're talking about the end of the season, right?
No, I'm talking about right now. It's happening.
They're going to do it in the middle of the season.
Yeah, they're doing it in the middle of the season. They're not exactly pausing this. They are skipping a week, but they aren't pausing the season so much as just kind of squeezing it into
this seems like a great idea to do. Wait, this second year we're doing this?
Oh, third year of the full tournament. Although again, the format has changed because Inter Miami and Messi won
it was just a few people in that first
and Columbus. Season. Yeah, the first couple of times because the Galaxy played in it when it was like kind of an exhibition thing. It's the Leagues Cup, and that was like Superliga. This is different. I don't know if you care about that. We can put that to the side.
I don't care about anything Leagues Cup because there's nothing about it that tells me I should care. That fans don't show up. Listen, last year a bit of an anomaly because Messi's first.
Hold on, no, he won it. That's not last year. That's the year before. The other thing is, Wilfred Nancy cried when Columbus won it. He cried. He shed a tear. Now he's a Frenchman. I don't know if you hold that against him in that regard. He shed a tear. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't see why I care about it as an MLS fan. Why do I care about this tournament? I don't understand. It's just, and I've said this before. Sorry to be a broken record. It's just the next U.S. Mexico tournament that's not going to be here in a couple of years, or it's going to be different, or it's. I'm done with U.S. soccer making money off my U.S. Mexico rivalry sensibilities. It is there's no meat left on that bone between the Castrol Cups, the Castrol's Cup Series or whatever. What is that? The Castrol Cup or whatever they do when they.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, at the national team level, they have friendlies with U.S. Mexico. Wasn't it called Castrol Series or something like that?
Was it? I thought it Continental Tire. Was it the Continental Tire game?
I don't know. Isn't
Castrol oil? It's about oil.
It isn't oil, but Castrol was giving dollars in sponsorship dollars for a while too. Maybe I got the wrong oil company. I mean, the wrong automotive company. But maybe
it was AutoZone.
U.S. Mexico,
AutoZone.
U.S. Mexico's playing what 3 to 4 times a year. Between
I mean,
Leagues Cup friendlies.
It depends on the year. Yeah.
Then we've got the CONCACAF Champions League, which is truly the only U.S. Mexico club rivalry I care about. That's the
Right.
only club competition I care about because it's the only one that means something.
At least you're saying rivalry
It's
between the national teams.
competitive.
That's not club. That's international. But you're saying that's a chance. You said the you're talking about the Nations League. Did you say Nations League or? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about CONCACAF Champions League.
Oh,
that I
Champions
care about.
Cup.
When US and Mexico club teams are playing, I care about it in that because it means something.
I see.
I don't understand what the League's Cup means. Like, why is it important if my team wins it? I don't get anything.
Well, Alexis has the answer. You get into Champions League through the League's Cup.
I could do that through freaking winning my league, man. And so, for example, right now, I'll tell you, Philadelphia right now, first place in the East, 1 point ahead of Cincinnati. Yes. How serious are they taking this competition right now?
I have no idea.
But how serious do you expect them to take it? Or how, like, if you are 1 point away from being you're 1 point ahead in first place with a month left to go in the season after this is done, roughly, maybe a month and a half.
Why would you risk fucking that up? Is that what you're saying?
Why are you going to take this competition seriously? I get it why my team, the Galaxy, is going to take it seriously because we got nothing left to play for. You know, it's a loser competition. It really is. Why are teams that are on the threshold these things going to take this seriously? San Diego 1 point out of in first place by 1 point, 2 points out of third place. It's 46, 45, 44.
Okay.
So, why are any of those three teams going to risk anything?
It is worth pointing out that only the playoff teams minus Vancouver plus San Diego from last year are in this tournament. So Philadelphia missed the playoffs last year. They're not in this tournament. They were last year because everybody played it in, but now MLS has changed it, or they've decided to change. So only 18 teams from MLS play.
This is my point. It changes every. I've been a fan of MLS since 1996. I've seen every iteration of this. Every knee-jerk attempt to make money off of MLS versus Mexico. I've seen it all. It changes too much for the average fan to care about any of this.
Yeah, you've seen Mexican clubs come and play in America and then disappear off the map because they closed up shop, just like MLS teams have closed up shop. That's how long it goes. Yeah, look, Cincinnati beat Sergio Ramos in Monterrey. You don't care about that?
Sweet.
You don't care about that?
I don't care. I'm not a fan of either of those teams. Why would I care about that?
All right, that's fair enough. All right, so MLS 3.0 to come. Blind rankings to come. But this is interesting news. You know, national team fans thinking about a World Cup next year. Matt Freese just made the Gold Cup his own for whatever that was. Now, ultimately, the United States fell short. And maybe you're not impressed. Maybe Matt Freese did not impress you.
I was impressed with the shootout.
The only Mr. Freese you get down with is Arnold Schwartz. I don't know. I was going to say Matt Turner, who has been in limbo for a long time.
Yeah.
Couldn't get playing time at Arsenal. Couldn't get playing time at Nottingham Forest. Couldn't get playing time at Crystal Palace. Looked like he was going on to Lyon, where an American is messing with the books. Now, basically, Lyon doesn't really want him, but they executed this transfer already, so they can't do anything about that. So they're going to loan him, Jared. They're going to loan him to the New England Revolution.
Yeah, it can be a loan deal with TAM money first year and then potential DP after that. DP for Matt Turner?
I think this is a wild move from New England's perspective, but let's just focus on the U.S. men's national team side of this.
Listen, it makes sense for Matt Turner. I mean,
but does it put him in play to be the number one? I mean, do you think he was the number one anyway? Even Matt Freese playing the Gold Cup. Do you think that Matt Turner still had the lead for number one?
I'm on the outside of this conversation because I think Patrick Schulte is the best goalkeeper in America right now. It went healthy. I think
it wasn't healthy for the Gold Cup.
For sure.
He might have played. He might have been the guy instead of Freese.
I think Schulte is the best keeper. I don't know if that makes him number one. You know, he doesn't have the experience and stuff like that. Zach Steffen has the experience, but I don't like Zach Steffen. Matt Turner, he's probably the number one still even after this because let's be honest, Matt Freese had a good shootout. He had a good shootout, great shootout, not even good, a great shootout.
Great shootout, incredible shootout.
I don't think you can point to any game and think he had a good game though. Like,
there were moments, right? It wasn't like, you know, he may have been put in.
I think what you saw during the Nations League is you saw a bunch of news outlets that needed a story. Matt Freese was a story. Like they put him on this pedestal. They ratcheted up the media.
You say that. Hold on. You say that, and yet Pochettino made him a story by making him the starter for that tournament.
Yeah, but do you think his play in the Nations League was worthy of all the media fanfare he got?
I think you're right.
Proclaiming him the new number one?
I think you're right in the sense that people were very quick to make a big deal out of anything good he did because American soccer fans are desperate for a goalkeeper who looks pretty decent when he suits up for the men's national team and is playing regular soccer, right? Obviously, this is not the ideal. The ideal is to have a goalkeeper who's playing at a top level in Europe, coming to the World Cup, riding high off of that experience. We ain't got that, right?
If you had a World Cup game tomorrow, who would you start?
Goddamn, son. I don't know.
Matt Turner.
I might pick Matt Turner.
I would love to play Matt Patrick Schulte, but I just don't think he's in form.
Seriously, I might spin a big wheel. I might give guys, play ping pong, and whoever wins the ping pong tournament gets to start goal. Like, I don't think there's a difference right now. Like, I don't know how you decide that Matt Turner's ahead of Matt Freese, who's ahead of Patrick Schulte, or Patrick Schulte, who's was out injured for the Gold Cup, is ahead of Matt Freese, who's behind Matt Turner, but Matt Turner could slip in behind if he doesn't. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any separation at all. I think it's going to be gut when Pochettino gets to summer of 2026. It's going to be what maybe he'll like write their names on lemons, and then whichever lemon lasts the longest without rotting gets the job or something. Like, who knows at this point?
See, now this one I like. This is from Trooper Barry. This one says only one answer: goalie wars in camp, live on the Ocho, winners number one.
Could you imagine if we like literally had like open sort of tryouts and some sort of like reality show to get the number one job? Remember, like, are we still doing that thing? I don't remember 2022, to be honest with you. I think because it was December, it was so weird. But remember when like Bob Bradley's World Cup roster was named on ESPN and they like had them all in Connecticut?
Yeah.
It was very
one by
weird.
one they walked out.
It was so weird.
Oh, that's when ESPN had the rights.
Yeah, they did. They had the rights.
So they were definitely trying to sell it on and everything like that.
Did Fox do that stuff in 18? 18, we didn't make it. So did they do that stuff in 22? I don't remember.
Nothing like that. No.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, let's remember 2022. We were all wondering what the phone calls. They released the phone calls. That's what it was. Remember, they released the phone calls.
Right. That's right.
Berhalter calling it. And we're like, show us like just like right now. Show us the files. Show us his call to Pepe. Show us his call to Stefan.
Yeah, we have a FOIA request on Ricardo Pepe's phone call with Greg Berhalter. Is that
hear that one?
That? I know I'm following these accounts on Blue Sky that are doing stuff like getting all this FOIA stuff from colleges because they're technically public universities, and it's stuff like coaches and like the team administrators having to text back and forth about players using too many Zins and clogging toilets at Boise State University. And I'm like, I need that information for the U.S. men's national team. Like, I absolutely need that. That would
to
be
go back
incredible.
to your question, the original question that you asked that started all this. It's a good move for Turner. It's absolutely a good move for Turner because it's
the right move for Turner.
I don't know. Maybe a loan to a European team would be better. I don't know if there's that option though. I mean, New England, he'll play. He was good enough to make a World Cup team and be the number one while he was still in New England. It wasn't when he went to Arsenal's when he got the job. He got the job when he was in New England still.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true. Go back, find your.
There's no other European goalkeeper that's pushing him. There's no Gagasolina. He's not pushing him. Every one of his competitions in MLS. So why does he have to be in Europe?
Yeah, that's a good point. Shout out to Nicholas Murray, who stays on brand. Sacramento Republic's FC's Danny Vitiello has a minus 23.76 goals prevented mark in his career. Give him a shot. I don't think Nicholas, as much as that would be fun, and again, as a native born Sacramentan, I'd certainly be on board for Danny Vitiello getting a shot. Probably not going to happen.
I don't know. Pochettino says it doesn't matter where you play, right?
All right. Elsewhere in U.S. men's national team news. Okay. First of all, Malik Tillman to Leverkusen is done. I think we talked about that in the past.
Yeah.
Gio is still out there. I guess they're negotiating the number between Parma and.
Is the transfer window open up tomorrow?
No, it's open. It's open until the end of
1st.
August. It's open till the end of August. Things are happening right now, but he just still sitting there. I guess he's on his honeymoon. I don't know what's going on. Then this move got done. There's our man. Look at that. Johnny Cardoso holding up his shirt at Atletico Madrid. I'm excited for this. Again,
I'm excited for him. I don't know. I'm excited for this U.S. men's national team because I still haven't seen this guy. This guy holding this jersey. I haven't seen that guy hold in the U.S. jersey.
Now, can I ask you what you think of when you see Johnny holding up that shirt with his first name on it and that number as he joins Atletico Madrid. What do you think?
Oh, short circuit, baby.
Oh, look at that. Johnny
Five alive.
Now, here's the question.
Oh,
Has Johnny Cardoso done enough to merit himself a drop on the Best Soccer Show?
man, I'd have to remember the lines from Short Circuit. There's got to be a line in there that is pretty good about.
It's not a line. It's not a line. It could be Johnny's alive. Johnny Five's alive. I could have done that. I went with this direction instead. I'm going to give you two options. That is from El DeBarge's song, Who is Johnny, which featured heavily in Short Circuit.
I feel like that concept of who is Johnny is more apt for the player at the national team level.
Maybe the drop is sort of the question that we're asking. Now, here's the other one.
Nope.
No, he doesn't get that.
That's way too common. Listen, you're the only person that listens to DeBarge still. That is a banger for you. There's a whole bunch of people that have no idea what they're listening to.
That is a banger. El DeBarge singing. That is a banger.
But the concept of who is Johnny, that is eternal.
Yeah, no, you're right. So you're saying because until he proves himself, that can be his drop. Until he is showing up for the national team the way he showed up for Betis, and we'll see what happens at Atletico Madrid. Right, that is the thing. It's just been a long time since we inaugurated the drop on the Best Soccer Show.
It is a bit. I mean, the other question you could do if you're thinking about if you're thinking of drops, there's got to be a culturally inappropriate Fisher Stevens saying something iconic in there that applies to Johnny Cardoso.
So here's the problem. This is where things fall apart when we talk about Short Circuit.
The 80s were a wild time. This was 86.
Oh man,
right.
We can't.
The 80s were a wild time.
Playing an Indian man
which came first, Soul Man or Short Circuit? I gotta see that.
Soul Man came first, but they should have learned from Soul Man, which we have talked about on this show. I'm trying to find
same year.
Yeah, are they the same year?
1986 was strong for cultural appropriation.
That is incredible. Now I have pulled up a soundboard, but I'm trying to find where he says Johnny Five is he says Johnny Five is alive, right? That is a thing he says.
It could be like one of those Mandela effect things. We all say it, but it never actually happened in the movie. But it has to be, right? Play any random thing from the. Okay, wait, is your
number 5 is alive.
Number 5. He doesn't say Johnny. He just says
who is Johnny's better so far. What else you got? We'll vote. Let's see.
Man, I'm saying now. I just have
malfunction.
that might be. How about Johnny Cardoso's app? Is anything in that voice?
Oh,
so when he's scoring an own goal, basically, or responsible for 2 goals inside the 6-yard box, malfunction.
Yeah, they could. I mean, look, give the man some faith. Can you share some faith?
Faith.
I mean, he's been good in Spain. He wouldn't be making this move if he wasn't good in Spain.
I don't disagree with that. I think he's been great in Spain, but there's certain people that are snake bit at certain things, and he just may be snake bit when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. I think he's still getting looks, but
maybe there's better quotes and better drops from Short Circuit 2. Which
I don't know.
Really remember.
His number being 5. Do you think he even realizes that that's a thing? Like Johnny 5 is a thing?
Do we think that Johnny Cardoso
is he aware of the movie Short Circuit from 1986?
That by taking the number 5, he plays directly into pop culture, American pop culture from the 1980s? No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance. Are you kidding me? There's no way he knows about that.
I do agree with the number 5. He should have the number 5 of the U.S. men's national team because he's almost a 6.
Now, that's pretty funny. So I think what is scary for us, is that there's no one on his team is aware of this movie. Not a single.
You tell me Tim Ream does it? Yeah, I was like, Tim Ream knows this movie, right?
Well, only Grandpa would know.
Johnny 5 total value.
I don't know what that is. Johnny 5 something.
25.
There it is.
25.
That was Fisher Stevens.
Oh, that's Fisher Stevens.
Oh, that was so bad.
A white man doing an Indian.
No,
character.
That's very not.
Johnny, you have taken name for yourself.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if we can do anymore.
Oh, Fisher Stevens, what were you
It's
thinking?
so
What were you
cringy, but we
thinking,
all
man?
grew up watching that movie over and over again.
I know. And it was fun because robots were special back then. Now we're like, please, no robots. Like I see those videos of like the jumping dog-like robots, and nah, thank you. I don't need any of that.
It was Wall-E with racism. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so we are saying that until he earns it, that works for Johnny Cardoso.
I am 100%. You made a good call on pulling that. I'll give you
Okay.
credit where credit's due.
And I'm telling you, DeBarge, go listen to some DeBarge. Look, I don't know that everybody who listens to this show now in 2025 is aware, but at one point in the annals of this show, your friend Jason Davis created a New Jack Swing playlist.
Oh,
I
it's
think
still on my
lives.
Spotify. Like
Still
I
lives
have
on
it in my Spotify
Spotify.
list.
Yeah. I'm the only American soccer podcaster who has ever created a New Jack Swing playlist to share with his listeners. I guarantee that. I'm special that way. I think I'm special that way.
I'd be interested to know if you took a few different soccer journalists or soccer personalities and they each one had to make one playlist, what would be the theme of it? You know, like,
oh, that's
like
good.
what would Sean Francis's playlist be like, or what
Oh,
would
Sean
Kyle
and I would-
Martini's
Sean and I would vibe.
Kyle
I think, a little
Martino's
bit.
like playlist be like? What would Charlie Davies playlist be like?
I think Sean.
What would
Francis,
Alexi Lawless's playlist be like?
that's all rat and all that stuff for sure. Sean would be kind of close to mine with some exceptions. I think he's like an indie rock guy from the 90s too.
Yeah,
he's got a
and
lot of that in there.
Definitely like French, like electronic.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
French electronica and stuff, like a little bit of that. I mean, the man worked at MTV. He was on the cutting edge of all of that. I don't know. That's a good question. It's a good question. We'll put that to the listeners and everybody else. What do you think the play? What would you do? What would your playlist be, Jared? I know that you've got some.
I just
songs.
make.
Like,
I've got a shitload of playlists on my Spotify, but I was making one playlist that like said who I am.
yeah, that one.
Man, that's a hard thing because do you try to encompass all the things you like and the playlist is really fractured, or
Right.
do you
Or
try to
want
put up a
theme?
playlist that's that works together, but maybe doesn't show everything that you're about? That's a tough one. I'd have to think about that.
Yeah. Maybe. You've done playlists.
I've
We've shared them, right?
Back in
No,
the
no,
day.
for the show.
Back in the day, I think a long time ago, I was doing a monthly Best Soccer Show playlist.
Yes, you were. In fact, I think if we
I
can
still have a couple
convince
of
the
those.
Rhodius, if we can convince the Rhodius to give us the time, we missed the window, and I feel bad because the culture of this show has slacked a bit. We've let it devolve. We literally let it fade. We need the Rhody Rita recipe again before the summer ends, right?
The video's still out there, I think.
I think it is, but maybe we repost it, or
Okay.
maybe we write it out so that people can see they can just look it up on their phone instead of having to listen to you explain.
I'll tell you this. I made a summer 2025 playlist of things I'm listening to right now in the summer. I
Okay,
could just
well,
go
there
ahead
you
and
go.
release that to the Patreon.
There you go. My summer 2025 playlist is basically the whole Bad Bunny album that came out like 3 months ago, whatever that was.
Mine's cultured. I got a lot of different stuff in there. I got nuanced, so I'll throw it in there. If for those of you on the Patreon in the Slack, go to the what's our music one called? That's my jam.
Yeah, that's my jam. Yeah,
That's my
it
jam.
might be a little dormant right now. People
That's
are
fine.
sharing.
I'll throw my playlist in there, and then maybe I'll throw it in the show stuff as well. But
Shout out to Connor. Mixtapes in high school for girlfriends.
Oh hell
Mixtape,
yeah!
Mix CD.
There was a lot of the Eagles. Remember the Eagles album that came out like in the mid '90s? It had like their old stuff, but also a few new songs.
Man, I don't
Yeah.
remember that. Nope. Do not. Okay. Let's move on to MLS 3.0. Jerry, you ready for the MLS upgrade?
Wait, is Don Glover? Sorry, Don Glover is Don Garber.
Those two people are the.
I think I'm just gonna start referring to him as since it's Don G. I'm gonna refer to him as the Dong. Is it okay to call him the Dong?
Yeah. People have called him the Dong before.
Okay,
but now
so
I'm thinking of like, what would Don Garber's rap name be? Can we get one of those rap name generators like Childish Gambino? And put Don Garber's name in, see what we get. Because
man,
or we could call him Childish Garbino. Ah,
work.
Lefty is on my page. Look at that. Lefty is right there with me. Childish Garbino. That is
What I'm
good,
interested
man.
is those two things came up so close together. I wonder with the delay to YouTube if he wrote that first or you said it first. But on my side, you said it before it came up.
I didn't read it until after I said it. So maybe we were just that close together. Simpatico that way.
Thomas says Senior Garbino instead of
Senior
Childish.
Garbino. All right. All right. It could be
So what did the dong say? What did the dong
Okay.
say? Did he call it 3.0, by the way?
He did. He called it
All right, that's
3.0.
cringe. That's cringe.
Okay, so you want to take issue first of all with the nomenclature used to describe the next evolution.
Why are you leading into this if you're Don Garber? Just say that, like, why do you have to have these phases? And then because what's going to happen is that you've got teams still in 1.0, man. So you're working against your own during the revolution. They're still in 1.0. They don't have their own stadium.
Well, okay, look, but look, when a new version of Windows comes out or your iPhone updates, it's not like every feature on that moves forward. Some of those features stay exactly
we're almost
the same.
30 years from the founding of the league.
I understand that.
For people out there, 1.0 means you don't have your own stadium. Is pre-stadium, pre-DPs. 2.0 is stadiums and DPs.
Okay, all right.
So what is 3.0? I don't know yet, but by that rationale, New England Revolution is still kind of in 1.0, dude.
The Revs are the greatest example of a 1.0. Of the only true example of a 1.0. Now they've had DPs, obviously, but playing in the stadium they play in has been a drag on that club, right? And they have made some noise about finally getting some their act together. And it's not really just up to them. Obviously, there's lots of politics to go into, and Boston and that area is very complicated. So it's not like I'm giving them a pass because, as you said, they've had 30 years. They have only been trying on maybe for the last 4 or 5, but they haven't gotten it done yet. So they are bringing up the rear. And you're talking clubs, right? You're talking about teams. He's talking about the way the league operates. Now, I'm going to read you the quote. It says, "We have focused on what we're calling MLS 3.0. MLS in the next 30 years, a comprehensive strategy to drive our next era of growth." It's almost like your CEO is talking to you about your company right now.
Well, listen, I think it's a legacy play for Don Garber. He knows he doesn't have a lot of years left doing this at this level. I mean, the guy has had heart problems. I mean, he's talked in the past about maybe like retiring and passing the torch. I think he wants one last legacy kind of thing before pushing out, and saying like, hey, I secured the future of this league.
Maybe. I also think, yeah, it's possible. And look, let's not give Don Garber too much credit. He has some power. He dictates direction of conversation, but ultimately it's down to the owners, right? It's their money. He works at their behest, and they've kept him on. They keep paying him and give him contracts.
Well, I wouldn't.
But I do think you're right.
It's working.
That Garber's run is coming to an end. I mean, who's been Pete Rozelle and who else? Commissioner for 30 years. That's it. That might be the list. Well, okay.
Who was the guy? Who's the guy in NBA for a long time?
Yes,
short guy.
Somebody's going to have his name. Silver's the commissioner now, but Stern, David Stern. David Stern and Pete Rozelle, which maybe says something because those guys oversaw the leap for those leagues from sort of like lower level backwater things to giant businesses. So David Stern and Pete Rozelle are sort of responsible for the growth of the NBA and NFL in a lot of ways. And I know lots of people hate him. A lot of people don't like him. Childish Garbino, but but Don Garber can get a lot of credit for this, but he's not the one making all the decisions. Now, MLS 3.0 for Don Garber is not what you said. See, it is stadiums on some level, but I think what this really is about are 3 different things. All right. One of them is the roster rules. He said, we have rules because we're looking at data. We're evaluating where we fit. Our allocation of resources can help our league move forward. And he mentioned Miami and getting the Argentinians in, basically. Our clubs are becoming teams of choice for top players. So Miami was able to prove that, to be able to stand toe-to-toe with some tough clubs. Now, if the objective is to win the Club World Cup, which it is, we just have to figure out how do we manage that within the overall economic environment that exists today. So this is about
to him, the ultimate thing for MLS is to win the Club World Cup.
Yeah, that I don't love that, but
I think consistently challenging and winning is a good goal. I don't know if it's the ultimate goal for the league, though. I mean, I think raising the level of play, raising the platform, the identity in on the world stage. But I don't know how you do that when you're not in Europe. I don't know how you do that.
Well, okay. So in a bid to get closer to that, and yes, they're locked out geographically from some big stuff, right? But they want to line up a little bit better with Europe, and hence this is the real. So it's roster rules. He talked about competition change, the format changing. He talked about the playoff format changing and calling it something that would be unique in North American sports. And I don't know what that means because he didn't give us any hints, and now it's just a vacuum of space we got to fill. But I think the thing that stands out for me and for a lot of people is that he's talking as if the calendar change is a foregone conclusion, Jared. Now, they did not take a vote in Austin that was binding. Part of that might be down to the fact they have to negotiate with the players and the Players Association and get everybody on board that side before they do this. But it sounds like if they get all that done, and I don't think they would be going this public unless they had some sense the players would follow, it looks like it's happening.
It needs to happen. I mean, if you're talking about true change that's going to usher in MLS 3.0, the biggest thing they haven't taken care of is the calendar.
Okay,
I mean,
but in your mind, why is it necessary? Why does it have to happen?
I think you look like a Mickey Mouse league still, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you have things like, okay, listen, I was a Galaxy fan when David Beckham was signed. Jason, you remember what month he signed with the Galaxy?
Wasn't it like April or something, or May?
January.
He was
January. He
Wow.
signed in the winter window.
I
Do
did.
you know when he played for the Galaxy?
It was July by the time.
July.
He played.
This is the kind of thing where like it makes you look weird as a league because the Galaxy had to play with that roster. Like it messes up the rosters, it messes up the salary caps, and you have players not there when the rest of the team is waiting for them to show up. Then they show up. They've already had a season that they're on the heels of these guys. They're showing up right at the end of their season. They don't have the legs to present well when they first get here. There's just a lot of stuff about it that just seems Mickey Mouse.
Okay, I don't know that
we're breaking in the summer to do friendlies with other big teams coming from Europe.
Okay, I don't think it's so I definitely think lining up the windows is in terms of the business of MLS makes sense. I'm going to come back to because this is a pros list and a cons list, and if I had thought about it, maybe we would have put this together as we talked about it on this show. But among the pros is lining up the windows for things like bringing players in, but also selling players. Because when your season ends, it's January. Teams are in the middle of their season in Europe, and they're like, well, we're going to pay for a player to come in now, midway through our season. And we're going to sign a young player from MLS who doesn't have any top-level experience. We're going to wait till the summer. And by the summer, the MLS teams are like, we don't want to sell our guy now and wreck our season.
Why would you? It's like, why would you take the Leagues Cup seriously?
Right. Okay. I think from that perspective, it makes sense. I don't know about the Mickey Mouse thing, although, of course, if you're going to sign some big names, like it would be better to have Thomas Mueller come in at the beginning of the season, whenever when you're starting, to be able to sign him in the summer ahead of a new season and be like, he's our guy for the whole season.
Integrate him for the preseason, even,
drop him in August when you've got like nine league games left or 10 games left, like Vancouver does, and be like, oh,
it lines up with the World Cup schedule. I mean,
that's the other thing. Summer tournaments. I think this is a lot about that. I think you can kind of justify it other ways, but I think my sense is that Major League Soccer very much wants to play ball with FIFA, with the rest of the world in terms of how these tournaments are evolving. The Club World Cup is a shot across the bow. And it's like, do you want to be a major part of this? It might not be in the United States again. Like it might move, of course. And they might, and I talked about Jack Collins and working with him on Sirius XM FC this morning. He said, I think it's going to be every 2 years. They're not going to just do every 4 years for the Club World Cup when they can make more money doing it every 2 years. Expect it every 2 years. So
how can you though with the Euro? I guess in the gap years between the
You're doing it in the alternate years. It causes problems for the Gold Cup.
A player never gets the top level players never get a summer off.
No, they won't. They won't. And that again, push might come to shove on that front. But if you're MLS and you're just following along with all these other leagues and competitions, you want to be involved. You want your teams to be as good as possible. You want to show well. It's a shortcut, right? It's a cheat code for MLS to get credibility and get better players if they can show well in competitions like the Club World Cup. or the CONCACAF Champions League for that matter, which if they line up their calendar with Mexico, they'll be better off.
And I would like the Leagues Cup a lot more if it was a preseason tournament we did with Mexico leading into our season. You're not stopping your season in the middle of it. You're like using it as a preseason tool. Like, okay, I get that. That makes sense to me. Get high level competition instead my guys are playing in Coachella against 3 other teams every year, and we're trying to call it like Goalchella and make a big event out of it. I mean, it's cool because fans get close interaction with players.
If they did the music festival and the soccer tournament at the same time, like I'd be down for that. I have a friend who went out to Coachella this year. Mm-hmm. Like she and her husband, they got the tent experience. I don't think they're those people, but they did pay for the VIP experience, like the private bathroom, which I think is a big deal when you're out at Coachella. Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I think this is dangerous, but I kind of get it. And as a person who kind of wants to see American soccer evolve and who thinks we've kind of butt up against some barriers here, unless you're going to take all of the training wheels off spending, and I don't think MLS is ready to do that. I mean, they don't want to do it. Whether they could is a different question.
As a soft launch,
thing you do.
As a soft launch into my tier list, which I'm going to do a bit later, let me just put there a couple things out there that MLS 3.0 could go after. I want you kind of let me know, like, where is it in your priority list? Okay. Summer, year long, the yearly calendar matching with European calendar.
That I don't know how many of this you got.
I don't know, like 4 or 5. I don't know, just like off the top of my head.
I would say 3. It's not like a pressing thing for me, but I kind of get it. So
there's more. There's things you'd rather see come out of the 3.0. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about for loosening up roster money?
Yes, that's number 1 for me. 100%.
Getting rid of DPs, do you think, or just releasing, just making
getting rid of roster designations, creating a salary floor, maybe creating a luxury tax or something similar. Doing something that restrains spending at the top end so you don't have clubs running away from everybody else, but letting teams, like if Atlanta wants to spend $40 million in a window, let them do that, but they should be able to do it on 5, 6, 7, 8 players rather than on 2 or 3. Okay. That's what I want to see.
Okay. Let's put this one out there. Like some like eliminating stupid niche stuff like discovery lists.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the roster rule thing. Discovery lists play a role. I think they serve a purpose.
When you're putting your discovery on Thomas Muller.
No, but don't call it discovery. Call it first right of negotiation or something.
Why does a random team get to just dib a player?
Because, okay, I'm not saying
this is Mickey Mouse. This is what I'm talking about. The rest of the world doesn't do this. But
you understand that it's a parity element, right? It's supposed to help with parity.
You just said this is taking the training wheels off window, right?
No, I want that. I want that to be
so over. The worry is that every player wants to go to LA, right?
Yes.
Or the worry to New York. But the salary, that's where the salary
everybody.
Cap works. Yeah.
They can't sign everybody. Yes.
Just
100%.
Just this week, we had Jermaine Jones out there saying, I was supposed to go to Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
My deal, I wanted to go to Chicago. They recruited me. That's where I wanted to go. And he got plopped in New England.
Yeah. This is funny, by the way. Aaron says, find an acronym that spells DIBS. Dedicated interest before signing. I think I did it. I think I figured it out on the fly. Come on. Give me some love for that.
But like, take this training wheels off, man. Like that's what a salary cap's for.
Yes. Simplify the rules. Get rid of salary designations.
I'm gonna give you one more thing. In MLS 3.0, how important is this? And this is the big one. Some form of pro rel.
All right,
if you're truly going to usher in change.
No, I get it. That is lower on the list for me because I think it's the least realistic of all this stuff.
What if I pivoted suddenly? So let's say that's 4.0, but 3.0 is preparing for that. Should 3.0 mean making a true second division?
Okay, but I don't know. So the pathway to pro rel in the US is so, it's so. Have you seen? Well, no. Have you seen the Puss in Boots movie, The Last Wish? Have you seen that one?
No, my kids are 15 and 12.
Okay, it's a good movie, regardless of whether they're 15 and 12. It's a good movie.
There's Ontario Banderas.
There's this thing that happens. It's great. There's this thing that happens where they have a map that will tell them how to get to the wish, right? And everybody gets a different path when they have the map. The path looks different depending on who you are. Okay. Major League Soccer's map is like the worst of those pathways because, and I'm not American, not MLS, American soccer
sports.
in terms of pro rel, because we do not have a cultural identity around our leagues that says we're going to we're not going to work together because it's what's right for the game. Everybody thinks they have the best mousetrap, or they want to control the mousetrap. That's USL, that's MLS, that's everybody else. That's NISA, that's that scam artist who's trying to get in on the Cosmos thing. Like, everybody thinks that they've got the way to do it, and they don't want to work with together. So if you're saying like MLS second division, that means they have to create their own, which means now they're in competition directly with USL, the second division.
But if your goal is, say, 4.0 is pro rel, then you've got to start establishing that or making those bonds with the other leagues.
I get that, but do you think that the hurt that could be caused, the soccer wars nonsense that could happen between MLS and USL, which you could argue is already going on a little bit with Next Pro, do you think that's worth getting one day, 15, 20 years, whatever it is from now, or 10, for that, if you're really optimistic, to MLS having pro rel within their own controlled structure and basically forcing out all of those other independent leagues like the USL?
For me, I would say yes, but I don't think it's realistic with the ownerships.
Okay, and here's the thing. The people in Sacramento, the people in El Paso, the people in name a USL town, Detroit.
I can't.
The people. Okay, thanks, buddy. Louisville. That's your Jay Rodius, everybody.
Jay Rodius.
Being honest,
they don't want MLS to come in and launch a second division league and force their teams to make a choice between being in USL or being away from MLS and being part of an MLS structure. They don't want that. Most of them don't want that. Now, maybe you say, "Oh, that doesn't really matter." Whatever. Do the ends justify the means? That's the big question for American soccer fans at the lower levels.
Yeah, and it's honest because we did it backwards from the start. We did it smart, but we did it backwards.
And you could say that maybe that was the wrong way, but I don't see another alternative. Like, I don't think MLS is where it is if it didn't start the way that it did. Right. So then you're saying, well, it was always fucked up the way that they started the league. But if you didn't start the league that way, we're not at this moment. So, yeah. By the way, you should go up to AV Alta. Go up to Lancaster, bud.
What's AV Alta?
They play in Lancaster. They're getting like.
You want me to go to Lancaster?
Yes.
No one goes to Lancaster.
People who go to AV Alta games go to Lancaster.
No,
and
they live there. No one goes there.
Okay, that's true. They live there. But
and I'm not going to Orange County SC because that's MAGA FC.
Well, then don't go to go north, don't go south. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm not going to Lancaster, dude. There's nothing there.
There's a soccer team there, and I talked to their owner. Really? He's a nice guy.
If a tree falls in the woods, did anyone hear it? Like that kind of thing. Like, I don't know.
Man, give them a chance. Don't be that. You are such an.
My own team is like a freaking hour away from me in terrible traffic. I'm not going to go for some other team.
Closer. Lancaster's probably closer. Actually, I don't know that for a fact. I don't know. I don't get to go around mountains and shit, so that's a problem. That's what would it take to get?
Here's what we're gonna do. Nicholas Murray's gonna do a marketing thing where I, as a hater, have to go to all the local ones and review the stadiums and the atmospheres.
It's like a little less than 2 hours to get from Ontario to Lancaster.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I went to Richmond last week. I didn't go to a game; they were out of town. But I went to Richmond last week, and it's the same drive.
It's in England, isn't it?
What, Richmond? No, Virginia, buddy.
No, Ted Lasso. I've seen it.
What this? You're like,
yeah, I've seen it. It's in England. They got those red phone booths. I've seen it.
All right. Before we run out of time, you have prepared something. Oh, let's go. Let's do it.
Got a little tier list for you. Okay, so I'm sorry, blind rankings. A blind ranking list for Jason Davis. Now, for some of the newer kids listening to the show, you're gonna get a little bit of a lesson on a few names. We've dove into some of these names recently. Okay. So what I've prepared for you is I have 9 names. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have 9 names, and I want you to blindly rank these best American players never to play in Europe.
Wow. Oh no. This is gonna be really bad. Okay.
All right. These are all names you know. No hidden things here. Okay.
9 names. Oh,
these are guys that have never played in Europe for a European team. I listen, maybe as a youth player, they wouldn't did a camp over there. I don't know. But I'm telling you, they had no senior club team they ever like played
Okay,
for.
let me just do a quick bit of mental 30-second math here, just to think.
Just think of the
through my
names that you may want to,
Yeah,
like who could be on there. You know.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
So there will be no players. I didn't take any players that are currently. I don't think any of these players are currently active because I felt that was
Oh,
unfair. Because you don't. Because
Got
I think it's unfair because you don't know if some of these players their careers aren't over. You don't know if they're going to go there. They may be too young. Still.
Sure.
So these are
Yeah,
all
makes sense.
players that are. Let's see. Make sure no one's active. No one's active. Okay. So these are finite. Their careers are finite. Okay. All right, 9 players.
You mean finito? Is that what you're trying to say?
That both
finito.
of those two things.
Okay, got it.
Finite as in like we know exactly what their careers
All
look
right,
like.
right. Beginning and finite.
First name for you.
Okay.
Out of 9.
I got
Brad Davis.
Wow. Okay, Brad Davis. Brad Davis out of 9. And
MLS original, I think, out of Metro Stars in '96. I think original. I'd have to look. Let me see that one. I know he came out of Metro Stars.
Best years from about 06 to 2000. He was on the 2010.
There's an
World
actor
Cup
named Brad
team?
Davis. I wasn't prepared for that.
2014 World Cup team.
Yeah, so Brad Davis. Let me see what his active.
No,
years
you do
were
that
here.
while I'm going to answer a question. Dan Kane.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I'm way off. Metro Stars 2002. Glad. Wow,
Yeah, he's
sorry.
later. Did you see Taylor Rockwell when you were in Richmond? American Soccer Podcast legends Jason Davis and Taylor Rockwell collabs. Taylor and I have done a lot of stuff together over the years. We've talked on various podcasts. I hung out with Taylor Rockwell in Richmond, as a matter of fact.
Oh, name drop. You want to pick that up?
Yeah. Me and the fam. We talked a little soccer business, but mostly we just like tried to be.
By the way, real quick, close the chat, just like the usual.
Okay, you mentioned it. I had it closed and then I opened it again.
Yeah.
My apologies. So Brad Davis on a 9-player list, best players to never play in Europe. I'm sorry, Brad.
Davis, pretty damn good player though.
I'm putting him at 8. I'm putting him at
8.
number 8. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm leaving one spot open, but I feel like I could have done 9 and I wouldn't hate it. Depends on who we got on this list. Okay. Go ahead.
Let's go with another one. All right. So Brad Davis at number 9. Oh, hold on. I need to start.
Number 8.
Sorry, 8. Excuse me. 8. Brad.
And I feel bad too, because obviously family. That's family right there, bro. Like I'm leaving family down at 8.
You think we have to do a genealogy test? All right. Next one.
Yeah.
Brian Ching.
Ooh, okay, Chingy. So a teammate of Brad Davis for many years. A guy who went to a World Cup over somebody who might also be on this list.
That person cannot be on this list.
Wait, why?
He played for a German team.
I forgot about that. He started in Germany after.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Damn it. I forgot. It was 1860.
So Brian Ching, total of 296 professional appearances. So 2032 with the Spokane Shadow before he came to was drafted by the Galaxy. 122 goals in 296 appearances.
I do know another MLS goal scorer who's definitely going to be on this list. Okay, besides Brian Ching. So that one I have to think about.
Okay.
Also a Houston Dynamo player at one point. Anyway, let's not do that. Let's do Brian Ching.
You're assuming that I picked all the ones that
you're right. You're right. I'm trying to imagine that you picked these names so that I can. But that's the thing. I have to.
That's a good exercise to do, though. That's a good exercise to do.
I mean, you'd be a dick and leave.
Brian Ching right now above Brad Davis.
Yeah, above Brad Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
So you have Davis
6 for
8,
Brian Ching.
Brian Ching 6.
Yeah.
Brian Ching.
I'm going to regret all of this because that's what blind rankings are about.
Oh, for sure. You know, that's what makes it fun. All right. Steve Ralston.
See, I'm a Steve Ralston truther.
Oh, me too. One time, all-time assist leader, held it for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that is one of the names, I think, a current generation of American players.
You're so choked up over Steve Ralston.
That is one of the names that, like, I think the current U.S. men's national team MLS fans that are newer, it's sad that they don't know who that player is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Feathery with the ball. With the ball.
Maybe as bonus content or Patreon posts, I should, in addition to doing the Daily Davis, or maybe as part of the Daily Davis, I can do some YouTube searching. I'll see if I can find a Steve Ralston compilation because that dude deserves some respect.
I mean, I believe first years with Tempting Mutiny, he was with Valderrama.
He was Rookie of the Year that year, I think.
Rookie of the Year, and first ever Rookie of the Year.
First ever MLS Rookie of the Year.
And on that team with Valderrama, and I can tell you that guy learned some things from watching that guy play.
I would also like to point out that he is a native of the St. Louis, Missouri area, so a soccer hotbed, like one of the guys that people should talk about when they talk about St. Louis. Tim Ream, You can put Taylor Twellman on that list if
Twellman.
you want, obviously. Ibisevic, if you want to, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Steve Ralston.
Sure, Steve Ralston, 380 all-time appearances at his senior level, 76 assists.
Okay, so my issue is that so this is only the third name you're giving me.
Yeah.
Which means I still have 6 names to go.
Yeah.
And I don't exactly know who's coming, but I think I have a sense of at least 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to go 8, 6, 4. So I'm putting Steve at 4, I think.
I think not knowing what I have coming, I think that's probably a decent shout. Definitely one of the premier players that didn't play in Europe that played his whole career in MLS. I mean, a ridiculous talent. And on those New England Revolution teams that went to 3 or 4 finals in 5 years or something like that. I mean, Steve Ralston's a huge part of those teams.
Huge. Taylor Twellman got to 100 goals largely because of Steve Ralston. I mean, that was a major part of it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Next one.
Who we established is not on this list because he played in Germany for like a hot minute. Taylor Twellman.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one. Herculez Gomez.
Okay, so Mexico, but no Europe.
Yeah, Mexico, plenty of Mexico.
I think Herc was an okay player. I don't think Hercules is a great player. And I do consider Herc a friend. So I don't know if this is going to get back to him and get me in trouble, but I'm going to put him at 9. I think I'm going to put Herc at 9. Yeah. I like Herc's got a great story too. San Diego.
I think after Jay Demerit, one of the best U.S. soccer stories.
Yeah. Comes out of Vegas. He told me I have an interview up with him on YouTube on this thing I did called One Shot on Frame. And we talked for an hour. He showed me a picture of him at the Azteca as a teenager. He just went down to Mexico to try out for teams. Right. And being Mexican American, he sort of had it in. And he talked about like his experience going down there and trying out.
You already posted all this stuff for this show on YouTube, so we can't add a link to that right now. Can we? Can you do that after the fact?
I can do that after the fact. I can add that to
so look in the description then, guys. And
Herculez Gomez, One Shot on Frame. Yeah, he wasn't gonna he didn't have a college path for him. It wasn't a thing his family could do. He didn't get scouted by colleges from Vegas.
Listen, as a Galaxy fan, special place in my heart. Oh, special place in my heart. The way he came in 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, never mind. I got it right in front of me. What am I doing? I can tell you what year. 2002. Excuse me. 2002 came in. I mean, just right out the box. Like amazing compliment to Landon Donovan when he came out. So number 9 for Herculez Gomez. No shade. Also, over under. If I told you. Actually, it's going to be the over because I'm saying this. How many teams, professional teams, how many different professional teams do you think Herculez Gomez played for?
There were at least 4 MLS teams, I think. At least. Galaxy, Rapids, Sporting, and as well, Kansas City Wizards, I guess, at that point. Probably. Oh, no, they had his rights, but I don't know if he played there. That's what it was. Because that was before a free agency.
So name the MLS teams you think?
Galaxy and Rapids for sure. Those 2 for sure. Maybe he would.
I'm going to tell you, he was on 1.
He played at
3 others.
3 other MLS teams. Galaxy. Not
Galaxy.
Said that already. I said Sounders. He was a Sounder, I think.
Yeah. He both was loaned there by the Galaxy in 2003 and played there as a proper Sounder player.
So, pre-MLS.
2 more.
Then post-MLS. Man.
1 he only made 7 appearances for. 1 he made 34 a whole season, pretty much.
Columbus is on that list. No,
I'll go ahead and give it to you. You're gonna kick yourself for this one. You'll remember he played for the Kansas City Wizards.
Well, I did say that, and then I talked myself out of it because I thought that maybe because he talked about his rights, but I guess he played for them, and then his contract ran out, and he wasn't able to sign anywhere else. Okay, yeah.
And then the other one is 7 appearances for Toronto FC. Before going to Seattle.
Toronto.
So, a total of 13 different teams he played for as a professional. Just a true journeyman. Like, you got to give it up to him. And obviously that standout year for the Galaxy and also the standout year Santos Laguna, 45 appearances, 13 goals. So he had a great season down in Santos. Mm-hmm. I think that's the one, if I'm not mistaken.
He won a Golden Boot down there. I think he did. Yeah. He's talking. He talked about in that interview. Just getting bags of cash. They just gave him like bags of cash. That's just how it works. It worked in Mexico at the time. It might still work in Mexico that way. All right, let's. All
right, we got to go a little bit faster. It's 4 of the 9 done. Next one for you. This might be a little hard. So now you've put your 8 and 9s. Well, let's see how you feel about this player. Chris Armas.
Chris Armas is a victim of history, right? Yeah, he's a little bit before my time in terms of watching a lot of games with him in it. So that's tough for me. But I can say, so I've got
You have 1,
9,
2, 3, 5, and 7 open.
1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. I could put him at 5 and feel good about that.
Okay.
I could put Chris Armas at 5 for sure. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
it.
the guys who played with him, they shower him with praise. They can
Yeah, a true captain, like probably would have captained the U.S. national team after Claudio Reyna had he not gotten injured.
Waldo talks about when they played Chicago before Waldo was a Fire player and Chris Armas was there and like basically before kickoff, like we're gonna fuck you up, and they did. They dropped like 4 or 5 on him or something. But go ahead.
All right, next one for you, Chad Marshall.
Ooh, I am a Chad Marshall stan for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, obviously, like there were things that happened in his career.
as long as you can't believe he didn't get to Europe at some point.
Absolutely,
it's the same way. It's the same way. No, not quite the same way. It's a similar way that we'll talk about. Who's at LAFC right now? That was at New York Red Bulls forever.
Aaron Long.
Aaron Long.
Yeah, almost got it.
Not that he was as good a defender as Chad Marshall or anything like that, but just you can't believe he never made it to the Euro.
Aaron Long's a better athlete than Chad Marshall. Chad Marshall is a better center back than Aaron Long. Yeah, I will put Chad Marshall. So what I got left?
1, 2, 3, 7.
Damn, I'll put him at 3. I don't know who's left, so I got to put him at 3 because I rate Chad Marshall for sure. I'm on the opinion that the Defender of the Year award in Major League Soccer should be the Chad Marshall Defender of the Year award.
I don't think you get too many. I don't think there's going to be another great defender in MLS that won't go to Europe and be a full career journeyman like Chad Marshall was.
Yeah.
All right, next up for you, Eddie Pope.
Okay, I boxed myself in a little bit. Eddie was great. Eddie, again, was a little bit before my watching MLS all the time period. So that's tough for me. I obviously know people loved Eddie Pope. What do I have left? 1, 2.
1, 2, 7.
Damn. I would feel bad about putting Eddie Pope at 7.
Yeah.
I would feel bad about that.
This is where if you had Marshall at 2nd, Pope at 3rd, you'd sleep better at night.
Yes, absolutely. I should have done that, but I didn't know.
Don't know what's coming,
I guess I can't do 7. I got to do 2. I don't feel great about it because I think
Brian Strauss will be happy with you.
I'll text him and ask him what he thinks. Yeah, for sure.
All right, 2 names left. 1 and 7.
Okay, damn. Here we go. This is where I get screwed.
Chris Wondolowski.
All right, so not knowing the next name is a big problem.
But this is the one you were thinking of the whole time, right?
It was. Absolutely it was. And I do I wrestle with this internally. Do I think that people underrate Chris Wondolowski and therefore I think he was a really good player simply because of that? Like do I overrate him in my mind because I think other people underrate Chris Wondolowski? Or was he limited? He's just a very good goal scorer in a league that was obviously not the best in the world in any way, shape, or form. The defending was good in some cases and really bad in others. But I guess I got to put him at 1. He's the all-time goal scorer leader in Major League Soccer.
Listen, I can't be mad at you for that. I mean,
he would look if he had gone to the right league in Europe, he would have double digit for sure. He would have.
He's a poacher, classic poacher. I mean, yeah. I think Taylor Twillman could, if he had not gotten hurt, could have given him a run for his money because they were similar in that regard. And that guys that just fox in the box, going to get on the end of stuff and just really, really poach a lot of goals. But yeah, I mean, Chris Wondolowski, 429 all-time senior appearances and 188 goals. I mean, not just MLS. That includes some from the Chico Rooks, which doesn't really count.
People obviously hate on Chris because of the World Cup and what happened in Brazil. Okay. But he was so consistently good during his MLS. Once he became a starter, he was scoring double-digit goals all the time. Now, look, again, that's a longevity play because most goal scorers at that level didn't stay in MLS. So, it helps him with the all-time goal scoring record.
Think about this, though. Think about this. Like, obviously, more goals than Landon Donovan in this league. Okay. And Landon Donovan spent some time in Germany and stuff like that. Chris Wondolowski didn't start with Houston Dynamo till 2006.
Right. Yeah.
He was already 23 years old there. Yeah. And He only scored 4 goals for the Dynamo. San Jose Earthquakes, he started there in 2009. He was 26 years old before. So that means that if you take out the 4 and the 17, 21 goals off this. So 167. From 2009, when he turned 26, he scored 171 goals.
If you think about, and I don't love doing this because it's kind of just a trap, but if you do that thing where you're like, what if Chris Wondolowski came through an academy? What if he had been, he went to Chico State, right? What if he had been in California and he had gotten scooped up by the Quakes Academy?
Well,
or
Diego Luna is on that path, right? Diego Luna got picked up by the
right, exactly. Like
by Real Salt Lake, but
what
came
if
for that
Chris
same
Wondolowski,
reason.
it's basically like, what if Chris Wondolowski was born a decade later?
Yep.
What would he have been as a player? But again, I don't know that he would have been as good for various, like there are too many variables to play. Like this is time travel stuff.
I mean, but even if going back to his college years, so at the San Jose Earthquakes, 167 goals, 374 appearances, he averaged a goal every 2 games for 12 years.
12 years. yeah.
And even his at college, 39 goals in 84 games, roughly 2 goals a game, a goal every 2 games.
I just think for whatever you think about Wando's level based on MLS and his goal scoring, and again, nobody's saying he would have gone to a top 5 league and scored the same number of goals, but it's not as though you can't figure out why he was good. He was good because of his movement. He was good
because he did the work.
He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the fastest. So what made him good? He understood where to be and when to be there in a way that a lot of goal scorers, a lot of strikers rather, they lack they lack the level of it that he had.
By the way, he has now inspired me to do a future blind one. I just really want to tell you what it is already because I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do a blind ranking one day as handsomest American soccer players.
Ooh.
Wando was going to be on that list.
All right. Interesting.
As a handsome ass man.
All right. All right.
So you got one name left and you only have one slot. The number 7 slot.
Yeah. Who is it?
And I left this name for a reason. Because for 2 reasons. Because it's going to be difficult for you and it's different.
Okay. What's happening?
Your last name? Nick Raimondo.
Ah, man. You know, I'm not mad.
You can justify 7 because it's a goalkeeper.
I can't. I'm not mad about that. But my thing about Nick is that has always been Nick's biggest problem was his size. If he's 3 inches taller, he's in Europe. No
problem.
Well, it wasn't a problem for him here. What I'm saying is the reason he didn't get the move, the reason he wasn't Friedel, the reason he wasn't Howard, the reason he wasn't Keller is because he didn't have the height. He was brilliant. Do people understand? I know I'm going to sound like an old guy reminiscing and romanticizing something, but people have to understand how brilliant Nick Raimondo was with the ball at his feet. If you were saying to me, 2025,
I'll tell you, as a person who grew up at a rival high school about a mile away from him, he went to Montclair High School. I went to Chafee.
Oh, legends, right? Like myths. It's just like stories.
I can tell you, he was maybe the best striker on his team.
Oh, okay, that too.
Like he's that keeper that always wanted to play on the field, and we would play sometimes in like pickup games and stuff like that. And he would not play keeper, and he was so good with his feet, so good.
It's almost sad.
Modern era. Can you imagine? I'd take him in a second to start for this national team. In a second.
I think this is going to sound insane. Okay, and trust me, I understand, but I'm going to give you my reasoning. If you said you can bring forward any American goalkeeper in their prime, any goalkeeper in their prime, and drop them into the 2026
US 2025 team. Yes.
Look, Howard was brilliant as a shot stopper.
Sure.
Obviously, Brad Friedel was a monster in net. Tony Meola is a legend, and he's my guy, right? But if you're talking about what you want to do with the ball, in addition to shot stopping and penalty kick saving,
I don't think you could. I really hope that somewhere out there is just a foot distribution, even throwing. He's a great thrower and distributor of the ball as well.
Absolutely.
If there's just a distribution highlight reel of Nick Raimondo launching attacks out of the back,
I think we talked about this, or I talked about it with Waldo. That's what it was, because Waldo's a big fan too. Because what Raimondo had in his arsenal that I don't think you see a lot anymore is that sidewinder kind of throw the ball up half volley
Mhm.
volley situation. It's it's a drop kick, but it's really about line drive
Yeah,
kind of
you're
distribution.
you're basically your foot is level with your hip when you release it.
When sometimes we get an incredible ball from the back or from deep midfield, and they show that behind the play shot, and you watch the ball curl into the path of the attacking player, and it
Mhm.
drops on his foot, and the guy goes and scores, and it was like, oh, what a ball. Nick Romando did that on a regular basis with those drop kicks,
Yep.
or whatever you want to call them. Like his distribution, like he would collect the ball, pick his head up, and fire a 65, 70-yard ball with this sidewinder thing that would just, I mean, it was brilliant. It was
Like I
amazing.
said, no shade to all those guys you mentioned, but like literally, Nick Romando was born for the age of the keeper now.
Absolutely.
He was literally too early.
There was no MLS team playing the way that
And for
Nick
those
Romando
reasons,
needed to
I hate
play.
that he's 7 on your
Take
list, but I
advantage.
also understand why
Okay,
a
let's
keeper might be.
we're over time here.
Yep.
I know
Here's
the
the last. Here's
best
the last
French
list.
business.
Here's the last
Yeah.
list. Here's how it finalized. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1, Chris Wondolowski. Number
Okay.
2, Eddie Pope. Number
Okay.
3, Chad Marshall. We would
I should
probably
be doing
reverse those
that.
two if we do it again. We'd reverse
I
those.
would probably do it again. I think I'm
Number
gonna end up
4,
being okay anyway.
Number 4, Steve Ralston. Would you put Eddie Pope above or below Steve Ralston?
I probably would have. That was my ding. I probably would have put Ralston ahead of Pope. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, me too.
I think so.
Number 5, Chris Armas. I'm fine with that. I think that's an okay spot for Chris Armas. Number 6, Brian Ching. Number
Hold on. Let me hear the rest because I think. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me.
Number 7, Nick Romando. That one hurts. Nick Romando should be in that 5 area somewhere.
Romando ahead of Ching, ahead of Armas.
Armas, agreed.
Yeah,
Probably
for sure.
behind Marshall, Pope, and
Wando. Yeah, and Wando.
yeah.
Mhm.
Number 8, Brad Davis. Number 9, Hercules Gomez.
I actually think I did really, really well considering.
Considering the fact I left Nick Romando as that's a dark horse of dark horse too to leave for the last
So
one.
much
That was
of this, so much of this exercise is about the order in which you present them, obviously. And I haven't done this for you yet. Like I haven't come up with my own list and let you do it. So
I'm ready when you are.
I got to do it. If anybody's got suggestions for the blind ranking that Jared should do,
put them in the comments.
Now that he is taken, that's a good one. Like Americans who didn't play in Europe. Maybe we'll find some category that
it's one we can do again one day and maybe revisit this as guys finish their careers and stuff like that. Like, would you like revisit like, hey, here's a new name, would you put him in there? Well, I think this is going to be fairly finalized though, because most guys are going to go to Europe at some point now at that certain level.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know that there's a lot of guys who are going to
Steve Ralston, a Chad Marshall or Eddie Pope level player or Chris Wondolowski is going to spend a season somewhere in Europe at some point. Just to test the water.
Probably. I would say that in terms of active guys, I don't know that I would put him over anybody. Certainly not over the center backs we had on this list. But Walker Zimmerman's going to probably end up being a lifer, right? He's never played in Europe. I'm not missing that. So Walker's one.
Eddie Pope or Chad Marshall.
Miles Robinson is another. I'm just thinking about current guys who have kind of stuck it out in MLS. Aaron Long's not on this list. Again, he's not on this list. He could have had a chance. It didn't happen. He's not on this list. Don't think there's any goal. I don't think there's any goalkeepers. I mean, Stefan Fry's a complicated one because he's Swiss by birth, but also American. Could have played for the U.S., I think, but didn't. So maybe he would make.
Yeah, I think there's just going to be going forward. MLS could be full of guys like Jordan Morris. It's like you're going to think of him as an MLS guy, but he went to Europe at some point. Like he did a season there.
Here's a good one. When all is said and done, Darlington Nagbe.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't put him. Well, he's active. That's why I didn't do it.
He's active, yeah.
Dude,
when he's done,
that's a revisit right there. That is a revisit.
Yeah. Matt Beasler, Dax McCarty.
Also, just to go back to Nick Romando for a second, one thing we didn't talk about, best penalty goalkeeper of all time, too.
Oh, I did mention his penalty.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Ability. Yeah, I always remember the story. After he retired, it wasn't until after he retired that he talked about that one of his tricks. I don't know if it was the reason he saved so many penalties, but one of his tricks was to watch the player put the ball on the spot. And he said that he had some goalkeeping coach or somebody tell him that you can tell which direction they're going to go by how they put the ball down. Like they will literally kind of it's like a tell in poker. Like they'll kind of twist the ball the way more towards the side of the goal that they're going to shoot at. And I
That's
thought that
very
was
interesting.
incredible. Yeah, I thought that was incredible. All right. What a show. What an incredible show. Thanks to all the people hung out in the live show. We have the Patreon, patreon.com/thebestsoccershow. You get access to the Besties community on the Slack, which has the That's My Jam channel for Jared's playlist. And I'll probably post the New Jack Attack playlist in there because we talked about it tonight. You can also get regular little videos and short podcasts from me on whatever I'm talking about.
I almost put Dax McCarty in there. Almost didn't quite make it. And Jeff Laurentowicz as well. I had one version. I had Laurentowicz in there.
Yeah, and Beckerman's a shout because Beckerman could have been a championship.
I had Beckerman actually in there. Who I had in there and I had to take out. Remember, I was telling you in the pre-show, I had to take someone out. Yeah. I put Hercules Gomez in there last second because I had Jeff Agus in there. And he did right before MLS started. He had a very short season in the third division Bundesliga side.
Right.
And he had a loan to West Brom that never had an appearance for.
Okay. Well, I guess technically speaking, wouldn't have qualified. Yeah. If you have, by the way, if you have other, Christian Roldan's a good shout. If you have other players, I mean, obviously active, but if you have other players who you think of that could be on this list, either now or one day in the future when they retired, go ahead and hit us up.
I left a lot of people off. Jason Kreis, I left off. I left a lot of people off, it's tough.
There was a whole class of strikers during those. Ante
Jeff Cunningham, I left off.
Yeah, Jeff. No, Jeff.
Oh, he's Jamaican. Sorry, Jamaican. No, he's no American. No, he played for the US, right?
Jeff Cunningham played for the United States men's national team.
He had a choice, I think, though, right?
So I don't know if he went to Europe. He was in other leagues in North America.
Yeah, he never played in Europe, but I couldn't remember if he was born in Jamaica. He was, but he played for the United States 14 so
times.
He played one time for Jamaica in 99 and then switched to the US for the 14 caps. I knew that there was some sort of history there. I couldn't remember what it was.
Okay. He played for Comunicaciones. That's the only foreign team he played for. I thought it was different, but that was in they're in Guatemala. I actually was thinking about this the other day because somebody brought up Kai Kamara, and I think it was in the Bestie Slack, and I realized like we used to play 6 Degrees of Jeff Cunningham because of the number of teams he played for, but Kai Kamara blows Jeff Cunningham out of the water for a number of teams.
I mean, I'm now I guess Hercules Gomez too, but there's so many Mexican teams in there, kind of. But for MLS teams, Jeff Cunningham, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MLS teams.
Well, we inaugurated that game or that thing.
I totally forgot.
There were only like 18 MLS teams or something, or like 16 MLS teams. Now there's 30. And Kai
Kamara, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I didn't count if there was repeats, but there's 13 MLS teams on his resume. And that doesn't count the fact I think LA Galaxy drafted him. No, he played for Cal State Dominguez Hills. Let me see. Did he get drafted? Chosen by Columbus Crew. Never mind. He went directly to the group.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Galaxy history there because he played for the college that Galaxy Stadium is on the campus of.
This is an interesting one. Mike McGee. I don't know where he rates, but Mike have to go 15 deep on the rankings for Mike McGee.
Speaking of guys that peak late,
This is true too. The Best Soccer Show is among the best soccer podcasts to never play in Europe. That's 100%
true.
Yeah. You know what also is true? The United States men's national team has never failed to make a World Cup while the Best Soccer Show was on the air. That is a fact.
Preach.
The only time they ever didn't, the only time they missed the World Cup is when we weren't doing a show in 2018. Yeah. And obviously they don't have to qualify for the next one, so we're covered on that front.
Blame Trevor.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That is. On that note, we are out of here. Thank you very much for listening to the Best Soccer Show. Please support us on the Patreon. Give us a rating and review. Follow us on social media and like everything, and spread the word about childish Garbino because that shit's funny. Just do that, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Get to the chopper! Oh, it's incredible!
I think I'm starting to like Cincinnati.
Go to DEFCON 2.
Michael freaking Arasco Pascal.
Who asked those questions?
Zu viel respect for the Gegner. Zu viel respect for the Gegner. Danger zone!
It was there.
Oh, here we go, saucing them up. Hit him. What?
The horror show.
Oh, baby!
Calm down, Greg. It's soccer. It's soccer.
Who is Johnny?
Jay Rodius.